men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. And I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, and God's trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a friend of mine for messing around with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me, 'cause I'll come take your life away. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Now they was the guys putting money on my head. Go on and get your refund, mother, I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king and I ain't been crowned. When I rhyme, something special happened every time. I'm the greatest, something like Ali in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles, I've been knocked on the humble. Swing the ox when I rumble, show your butt what my gun do. Got a temper, do, go ahead, lose your head. Turn your back on me, get caught and lose your legs. I walk around, belt on my waist, chip on my shoulder till I do another song in your face. Do this beef ain't over. Many men, many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Somewhere my heart turned cold. Have mercy on many men. Many, 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 many men wish death upon me. Sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Death gotta be easy, 'cause life is hard. It'll leave you physically, mentally, and emotionally scarred. This is for my dudes on the block, twisting trees and cigars. For the dudes on lock, doing life behind bars. I don't see, only God can judge me, 'cause I see things clear. Quick, these crackers will give my black butt 100 years. I'm like Paulie and Goodfellas, you can call me the Dawn. Like Malcolm by any means with my
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me.
Turn on your mind now, tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control. Late night in Moscow, where nothing ever happens. Night glowing in the moonlight, no escape. White knight yonder, lurking knife in the door.
Paranoid searches for a fall fusion ride. Under surveillance, nowhere to hide. Influence creeps like blood on the floor. Fine line between peace and war. From campus to crypt, the script lips tragic, mystic and twisted. Magic turn manic. Walk through lingers, but the echo remain. Chains of the slain and eternal pain.
And here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, Hive? Whoa, it's all backwards. Hang on, guys. Just so you know, too, StreamYard is having a ton of issues. So hopefully you guys can hear me all right. There was a giant alert on my screen saying that they're having API key issues. So everything kind of reset. So bear with me. All right. We're all good to go. I'm stoked for tonight. We're going to be talking about Bethany and the timeline, but in a little bit different of a way than we typically have. And I think it's going to be eye-opening for a lot of people. I feel like the detective 101, or if you're a detective, kind of like 101 as far as what should you be doing, you should be asking better questions, right? And I sifted through both of Bethany Funk's interviews, and there's some oddities that really stand out to me that I don't think we put enough weight on, especially now, given the fact that we are hearing from a lot of the Sigma Chi frat brothers. So I got a bunch of video clips lined up, and I also have an awesome video that Discord Dawn had sent me to show you all as well, for something that will make you go, in that section of the stream. But if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the Hive Mind. I'm your host, Birdie. I go live weeknights at 7 p.m. Central. This is a contrarian thinking live stream. We think past the headlines, question the narrative. We hang out here every evening, and we try to find the truth in this cluster of a case being the Idaho 4. You can say whatever you want in the chat, as long as you're not trolling, spamming, threatening. Discord Dog, Luna Bliss, UFO Dog, and formerly known as Beck, the best mods on YouTube, will give you enough leash to hang yourself with. And just know if you dish it out, we reserve the right to dish it right on back. And it's fine if you don't agree with everything that I say or everything that people in the chat say. That's what we're here for. We're here to bounce theories off of each other and try to get a little bit closer to the truth every evening. As you're filing in, please go ahead, hit that like button. If you want to scan this QR code or screenshot it after the live concludes, all you have to do is go into your Photos app on your phone, tap the QR code. That will bring up all of the Hive Mind's social links, as well as if you would like to use the emojis in the chat, you can join Hive Plus. You'll get the Hive Mind emblem next to your name based on how long you've been a part of the Hive. It'll automatically track it, as well as we have some awesome and hilarious birdie emojis. So Hive Plus, the mods will be dropping the link for that into the chat as well throughout this stream. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say what's up to everybody. Some people probably noticed that the time might have been wrong on the live before I started. So again, apologies for that. That is a StreamYard issue, not a user issue, folks. What's going on, Joshua? You can't redact me. Beautiful disaster. UFO Dog. Tiffany Elena. Jeff H, the guitarist. Jeff has his own emoji. Hive. Why don't we just remind Jeff H of the emoji that is created in his honor? Aaron, Miss Summer Love, Luna Bliss, Batshit Crazy, KR, Gamilla, UFO Dog, Blue Eyed Candy. Great to see you. Tiffany Elena, the show. Critic Rick, Tupelo Honey, KR, Luna. They can't redact my beehole. Yeah, you guys see all the God damn it, Jeff emojis. Never gets old. Timeless Mercury, Discord Dawn, Beverly, Dina. We got Jasmine. Big Plants, Little City, Kathy, Davina, UK Karen, Amy Lou Who, Miss Kiki, Germilla, Teresa, Toss, and DoorDash. Wow, we were showing your DoorDash order last night on the stream. That's a wild coincidence. It's got to be somebody who just made the account because of that. That caused quite a bit of confusion, me pulling a random DoorDash receipt off of Google last night. And I'll show that quick for people that don't know what I'm talking about. That's funny. Thank you so much for the super chat. As a reminder, any super chat over $4.99 will pop up right here, and I will do my best to address it immediately. Yeah, here's the so if you look here, I just pulled this up to show that Xana's name being handwritten in Sharpie is not typical of how DoorDash would usually put the receipt. They print it out. They would handwrite it from 2013 to 2016, We had a couple members in the Hive say that they were going to, that lived out in Moscow, that said that they would order it and report back to us as well to see if they do handwrite it or not. Nonetheless, thank you again for the super chat. That was funny. What's up, Jessica and Full Choke Media? Brad Harris, Wendy, Bus Diablo, what's Gucci? Marianne Brown, Miss Summer Love, Majestic Princess. Let's see. Let's do Blue Eyed Candy. Already said what's up. And redact my student loans. Best time of the night is right. So let me get back to the right screens here. So, all right. I'm going to dive into the chat head first tonight. And if you are familiar with Bethany's interviews, okay, so there was one interview that was done at MPD. You could consider that her initial statement, right? It's about 30 minutes approximately as far as what we're able to see. I think that is it in its entirety. And then there's a longer interview that's done on the 16th, or is it the 16th or the 18th of November? It's the 16th. And that interview is a couple hours almost, a lot more detail. What is one thing, if you've listened to those interviews, that sticks out to you that's so strange? Because after re-listening to them, I'm like, how did I not really point this out or call this out, or why don't more people talk about this? So let's see what some of you all are saying in the chat. And guys, please hit that like button. Let's try to get all 500 likes, or 500 plus people hitting like button right now. Bang Bang said, I've delivered hundreds of DoorDashes and have never had one with someone's name handwritten. Maybe Moscow is just special. Let's see. Thierry Dawn said her hanging out alone with Ethan while everyone else had breakfast that morning. That is true. That is stated that they all went and Ethan was the only one home. Yes. Shannon says, I'm sorry. The strangest thing for me is nobody knows what the hell is going on. True to It said calling her dad. Lisa West says she talks in circles. Luna Bliss said they keep bringing up an accident and Ethan. I find that strange AF. Yep. Let's see. We're talking about it doesn't just Bethany's interviews in general is what we're talking about. Okay, so you can see the photo up on the right-hand side of the screen. Okay. Well, so a couple of things. So people said, I've always thought her voice sounded guilty. Her being more worried about going home. Okay. Does anybody find it strange? And I'm kind of trying to flow with the streams in the order that I do this in for the week. Each week I try to pick I'll start with this on Monday and then work throughout certain topics throughout the week. So we were talking a lot about the DoorDash order. Huge event. Massive event as far as the timeline goes. We would all agree with that, as we discussed in the last couple of streams. How is it that nobody brings up the DoorDash? So think of the timing of the DoorDash. Somebody's walking around their house. Like I've said, Molly was wandering around. Brian Koberg is apparently parked back behind their house. There's a guy clad in black at 350 walking towards the house. They have all of this information, and there's a DoorDash order at 4 a.m., which is right when all of this stuff starts to happen. Kaylee and Murphy dancing. There's someone here. Dylan hears Kaylee run downstairs. Bethany's seeing a flash or a spark, hearing a firework, potentially hears movement upstairs. And at no point do they say, hey, well, did you know that there was a DoorDash order? Did you know that Maybe something that you heard. Could it have been a door slamming? Could it have been, a multitude of things if they were really investigating? And they don't say anything about that on their own ever. So that's one of the things. The second thing is, if you listen to Bethany's first interview with MPD, she's very almost calm and very broad and generalized. And then when she goes back for her longer interview, I believe that you could see what I would call clear memory contamination. And I've typed out a timeline based on Bethany's series of events throughout the night. We focus a lot on Dylan because she's the one that's really seen and heard on the body cam talking about pretty much at 4 a.m. Kaylee and Murphy were dancing in the living room. We've talked about that a bunch. So I wanted to focus a little bit on Bethany tonight. Bethany's got photos of Kaylee and Maddie and her upstairs at 2:02 approximately. So everyone's awake. Then there's Maddie and Bethany letting Murphy out. There's also a rather big bombshell that is mentioned in one of the interviews, and it's not mentioned in the others, which is that Maddie called Bethany at 2:53 in the morning. So that's in the second interview, but it's never brought up really ever again. So let's get into it, shall we? We're going to start with the YouTube question of the day from Bonita 62160. And Bonita asked, when did the unaliving really happen? The cover-up has to take place after the fact. The number of people being involved with the cover-up is blowing my mind. Nothing about this case makes any sense, which to me is proof it's all lies. There's more to this than meets the eye. And I picked this question because it's something that's been said hundreds of times. There is so much that would have had to occur for a giant, massive cover-up that if we could just figure out when did this actually happen as far as the timeline and feel like we're all gaining momentum going towards something that makes more sense than the official story, well, then we can start to sift through a lot of those lies. But Bonita brings up a really good point, and that is that the cover-up has to take place after the fact. That is more times than not true. Are there things that could have been prepped in advance to have a cover-up? I'm not sure. Listening to the difference in the interviews between Dylan and Bethany, as I stated earlier, the memory contamination seems to just be off the chart. So, thank you, Bonita. It's a generalized question. I wanted to ask this because we are going to also be getting into the timeline briefly this evening. So here is the first part of Bethany's interviews, right? We have on the 13th, Bethany is doing her MPD interview. And then we have on the 16th where Bethany comes back and it's a little bit longer of an interview. So initial statement, longer interview. And Mark B., who does a lot of great film breakdown, had sent birdiesHiveMind@gmail.com an email, and he put the title of his email, the subject line of the email, saying, quote, a theory that might make sense. And whenever Mark B sends me something, or if Mark B posts a new video, I tend to watch it in its entirety because he's very attentive to detail. He's referring to the 1 a.m. Linda Lane 1330 car park footage. And Mark gives out what he believes to be, whoa, Ethan, the group is actually heading to 1122. So Mark's theory is that this could start to piece together when Ethan and Xana got home. Potentially. he makes a pretty intriguing point. Because when you refer that to Bethany's interview, Bethany is saying that when she got home, Lakeland is over at the house watching TV with Dylan, and that they take a photo, and then they take another photo later in the night. And so if Lakeland did leave, and there's a photo timestamp where Bethany's saying after this photo, she had left, I'm not sure when, and then 20 minutes later, there's a logger male scream around 1:40. Maybe there is something to this because we still don't know exactly when they got home. The other thing with Ethan and Xana is I've thought about this, and this has really nothing to do with what Mark just said, but I am curious. Are we absolutely positive that Ethan and Xana would have walked home? That's been on my mind as of late. Are we positive that Ethan and Xana would have walked home? We know that Gower is one of maybe the only private drivers or Uber drivers, but is there another car that might drop somebody off close to this time? How do we know that in the Uber ride home, if they did get an Uber ride home, how do we know that when they were pulling up towards to take a left onto King, how do we know that Ethan or Xana wasn't just like, hey, just drop us off right here? And he just almost goes up to the dead end and they just walk through the back sliding door. Xana's room and where they're going to stay is on the second floor. Did they just go through the back sliding door? And did they not have a car turn in towards 1122? I'm trying to put myself in the back of an Uber with my girlfriend and maybe being drunk, or if they don't feel good, it's just like, just drop us off there. We'll just go through the back door. I'm not sure. They weren't very far at all from the house. It's a good point. But if Xana wasn't feeling good, did somebody offer to drive them home? Is kind of the way that my brain is thinking about that as a possibility. So we're going to look into Mark B's theory here. Let's go ahead, and I got this all prepped and ready to go here. Okay, so right there, I'm going to kind of I'll point them out the first time through, but right there, I do believe at 135, you can absolutely hear, "Whoa, Ethan." Okay, so I'll play it again. And I believe that you can hear Ethan again right at 1:19 and 50 seconds. So you'll hear it in about 2 seconds after I start playing it. You say, Ethan, get the bag. Ethan, get the vape. So I'm going to go back to the 30-second mark. And again, Mark's theory is that, are they walking home at this point? And are they by the whites? So just for a visual, I will pull this up because this sometimes helps me, even still, to really look at where this sound could be coming from. So we have right now, we are looking at, this right above where, here we go. right here. And if they are by the whites down here, are they walking up through here? Okay. They cut across the Banfield and come up. Are they walking down the stairs and heading towards King Road? This would obviously be if they were on foot. So at 35 seconds, listen for whoa, Ethan. And at 50 seconds, listen for Ethan again. There you hear Xana too. Okay. So what I really like about Mark B's theory is that he's trying to establish when did they get home. I like the thought process of, are they walking back and maybe not looking through every little thing that we hear on the audio, which I'm guilty of doing in the past, as nefarious. Could this be a drunk group of college kids that are loud and they're heading home, or they're heading to a different party? Did they just leave the Sigma Chi party? Okay. Bethany will also talk about when she leaves. Did she see them? Did she not see them? And so we're going to listen to this one more time and think through it as if they just walked. So if they're just leaving Sigma Chi, right, and they're coming across the Banfield, are they in this parking lot? I almost feel like you can kind of hear doors of a car shutting too. It's funny. Look, and I'm not hating on the chat in any way. It's funny. I go, let's try to think of it through a non-nefarious lens. And Suther Dare goes, are they getting robbed? And it's not funny if they actually are getting robbed. It's just because I get it. We always look for it to be very sus, and people have their opinions on when the time is. And I know that it's difficult to get any preconceived notion or bias out of your mind. So I'm not hating on Sleuth by any means. It's just funny because it is hard to do. But I'm curious if they are, down here and getting let out of a car. Did they, their movement is absolutely unknown. So maybe they are getting out of a car. Who knows? I'm going to let this play for a couple of minutes. And so 119.35, whoa, Ethan, 119.50, Ethan. Then you can hear Xana. And keep in mind, when we listen to Bethany's interview at 121, that's when Bethany is inside of 1122 taking a photo with Lakeland and Dylan, allegedly. Okay, so Gurmilla, good question. And nothing was visible as of right now in 1112, so they have to be held within that vicinity, right? Well, it also could be the reason why maybe this time frame is muted on 1112, because at 1:40:26, so this is now 20 minutes later. Okay, and we're going to kind of be bouncing back and forth between this and Bethany's interview, because I really believe that, I'm not saying that we haven't tried to put Ethan and Xana at home, but would you all agree in the chat that maybe there hasn't been as much of an emphasis as there should be on 50% of the victims? I've said that many times. I'd really like to start to put out a lot of thought power and brain power into when they got home, because I think that could really, really make a difference. And there's so much other stuff that we tend to get distracted with that I do think that, it's worth looking into some more. So now at 1:40 is when we hear these loud screams. So 1:40:26 right here. So that sounds further away. It sounds quieter, but I fully believe that is absolutely a scream. I'm going to play it one more time. It's right after. So it'll come up at 26 right here at the top. Watch the second hand in the time. 26, right after 26 passes. Listen closely. So now let's bounce on over to Bethany's interview, and I have it synced up to where, excuse me, she starts talking about the timeline.
Okay. What happened after that?
Then I came home and we watched Vampire Diaries for a little.
And they were already watching it though when you got there? Okay.
And then left.
Remember about what time she left?
I do not. After 1:21-ish.
Why do you say that?
I just have a picture with them at 1:21.
With?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you're referencing these times, you're able to recall them because you have photos? And so, when you say it's after
when
this
it's like
time,
a specific time.
Yeah, are your photos timestamped?
It's just on Snapchat, so it says like when you hold it down, it will say like,
it'll show what time
it was. Yeah.
Okay, so it shows what time the photo was taken or what time it was posted.
What time it was taken.
Okay.
And saved. Yeah.
Okay, so then and that's how you're refreshing to see the time periods that you're giving us on your photos?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So, and left shortly after you took the photo at 121.
She left after that photo.
Okay, so
I don't know how
you took the photo
further
okay,
along, but
and then she left. What happened next?
and Maddie and Kaylee came home. Well, I went to her room and I was just watching the show by myself.
And her room is on the main floor, right?
Yeah.
Right
So it's
next
like
to
right
the
behind the
stairs.
couch.
Okay.
And then Kaylee and Maddie came home.
Do you remember what time that was at?
Around 2-ish.
Okay. Were they by themselves?
Yes.
Did they say how they got home?
I remember them mentioning something when we were upstairs of how they got home.
Okay. So you get home.
Okay. So now here's where I want people to really start paying attention. In general, she said at 121, her and Lakeland, even though sometimes I swear when they cut it out, I hear like a J for Jenna, but Lakeland, Dylan, they're watching Vampire Diaries. She takes a photo with them. When did Lakeland leave? She doesn't remember. What time did Maddie and Kaylee get home? 2-ish. And did they mention how they got home? And she goes, they mentioned something, but I don't remember. That's a little bit weird, right? So how did they get home? Well, and somebody refresh my memory. How quickly did the grub truck video footage come out from Olivia? Does anybody know? Because if this was on the 16th, I know that grub truck footage came out very, very quickly. So does anybody know the exact date, or could somebody track that down just for reference? When did the video surface of the Maddie, what did you tell Adam, and the grub truck footage with the private driver come out? But yeah, I think so too, Terry Dawn. I think it was in the first week or the first few days.
Around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then.
And thank you, Gurmilla. Dylan also texted Eric asking if you're still driving. So what Dylan describes and what Bethany describes, they get home around 2-ish. Dylan's saying that they were trying to figure out to get something to eat. She's texting Eric if he's still driving. That's around 2:15 or 2:13. I apologize. 2:13. The DoorDash is ordered at 2:15. Bethany's stating that they were home around 2. Now listen to the following sequence of events.
I remember them mentioning something when we were upstairs of how they got home.
Okay. So you get home around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on Kaylee's bed, just hanging out.
Doesn't it sound like she says a J here? I'm sorry to keep stopping it, but I got to get your guys' thoughts on this. I swear she's saying a J, not a L.
Me, then came back, and then
Our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
yeah, then came back, and
then Jack came back? Did she just say then Jack came back?
So you get home around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on.
Then me, Jack, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on the
Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on Kaylee's bed, just hanging out.
She doesn't mention Dylan. That's a great call out. Jack, it sounds like a J. It sounds like a J, and it's quick. It's Jack. It's Jake. It's not a multiple syllable. Whatever name it is, it's one syllable.
But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then Jen came back, and then me, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on Kaylee's bed, just hanging out.
And you're on Kaylee's?
Mm-hmm.
From the bigger bedroom upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a photo about what time that might have been by chance?
Yes. Around 2:02.
Around 2:02. And did you...
Okay, so here's why I'm playing this as well. So this is a great example of the level of detail we're going to need, as we know, but really trying to exercise that muscle right now with thinking through this. What's the most logical thing? They are with Jack, aka Hoodie Guy, right? At the grub truck. If it's Jack came back and they were all in their room, wouldn't that be a logical progression of the girls are with Jack, they get their food, they get into the car with Eric Gower, they get home around 2-ish, then Jack, I don't know, does he come back? Then they're all sitting up in Kaylee's room, they take a picture, there's Keystone beer. So I'm not sure, but it seems like a logical progression in my head.
Around 2:02.
Around 2:02. And did you, when they got home, did you guys go straight upstairs? Or
Pretty much.
Okay.
I believe. Okay. Or I can remember. And then we were hanging out there for a little while Kaylee was like getting ready for bed, I believe. And then we went, or Maddie and went downstairs. I can't remember if Kaylee.
Dude, she's not saying Dylan's name. I don't believe she said Dylan's name at all. Listen to this. So me, Maddie, and who went downstairs?
And then we went, or Maddie went downstairs. I can't remember if Kaylee came down too, but me and Maddie took Murphy out to pee. And I was out there for like 10 seconds and like put something away in my cabinet and then grabbed some chips. And then I went back downstairs to go to bed.
Okay. Remember what time you put Murphy out?
No.
Was it fairly soon after this 2:02 thing, or was it much kind of like a half hour, 25 hour?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay. Time a little fuzzy on at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Good. But you do remember being up there for a while, at least long enough for Kaylee to get completely changed.
Yes. Yeah.
Did Maddie change during that time period too?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. So then, go ahead.
When you saw them come home, was there anything about their demeanor or behavior that was different?
They were really happy. That's all I remember.
What was their level of support?
I was probably the drunkest I've seen Maddie in a long time, in a while.
She could be saying Dylan too. It's just very quick, right? When she said she could, but I'm just thinking through if it wasn't. That's really what I was trying to get across. It could be Dylan.
I don't know about Kaylee, if she could.
But you said you hadn't seen Maddie that drunk for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah, thank you. Why bother? Yes, that's what I heard too. After the girl left at 1:21, she said Dylan went to bed.
I walked back by myself and got home around 1-ish. I'd say.
And when you got home, he was there.
Just
And they were
watching Vampire Diaries.
so in the main living room area. Okay. What happened after that?
Then I came home and we watched Vampire Diaries for a little.
And they were already watching it though when you got there? Okay.
And then left.
Do you remember about what time she left?
I did not. After 1:21-ish.
Why do you say that?
I just have a picture with them at 1:21.
With? Okay.
So when you're referencing these times, you're able to recall them because you have photos? And so, when you say it's after
When
this
it's like
time,
a specific time.
Are your photos timestamped?
It's just on Snapchat, so it says like when you hold it down, it will say like,
It'll show what time
it was. Yeah.
Okay, so it shows what time the photo was taken or what time it was posted.
What time it was taken.
Okay.
And say it. Yeah.
Okay, so then that's how you're refreshing to see the time periods that you're giving us on your photos?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So, and left shortly after you took the photo at 1:21.
She left after that photo.
Okay, so
I don't know how
you took the photo.
Further
Okay,
along, but
and then she left. What happened next?
and Maddie and Kaylee came home. Well, I went to her room and I was just watching the show by myself.
So Maddie and Kaylee got home and Dylan went to her room and I was watching the show by myself. Okay. So maybe with these redactions, we should say it out loud for our own ears. Okay. So she left after that photo. Maddie and Kaylee got home and then Dylan went to her room.
I don't know how
you took the photo.
Further
Okay.
along, but
And then she left. What happened next?
and Maddie and Kaylee came home. Well, I went to her room and I was just watching the show by myself.
And her room is on the main floor, right?
Yeah.
Right
So it's
next
like
to
right
the
behind the
stairs.
couch.
Okay.
And then Kaylee and Maddie came home.
Do you remember what time that was at?
Around 2-ish.
Okay. Were they by themselves?
Yes.
Did they say how they got home?
I remember them mentioning something when we were upstairs of how they got home.
Okay. So you get home around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me and Kaylee.
I'm telling you, that's not a D. I don't think she would say that Dylan came back. Why would she ever say that Dylan came back? It sounds different.
Then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me, Kaylee, and Maddie were all on Kaylee's bed, just hanging out.
And you're on Kate.
Does that make sense? And I don't want to keep stopping it, but I really want to try to reason with this. So Dylan went to her room. Bethany was watching Vampire Diaries by herself. Then Kaylee and Maddie got home. Then came back. Is it Jenna? Is it Jack? Then Dylan came back. It doesn't make sense for it to be Dylan. She repeats it twice, and there's the same sound. I'll replay that part, okay? I'll go back to when they talk about this.
What happened next?
And Maddie and Kaylee came home. Well, I went to her room and I was just watching the show by myself. Came home. Well, I went to her room and I was just watching the show by myself.
And her room is on the main floor, right?
Yeah.
Right
So it's
next
like
to
right
the
behind the
stairs.
couch.
Okay.
And then Kaylee and Maddie came home.
Do you remember what time that was at?
around 2-ish.
Okay. Were they by themselves?
Yes.
Did they say how they got home?
I remember them mentioning something when we were upstairs of how they got home.
Okay. So you get home around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then me.
Okay, so here's what I wanted to rehear. Notice how the detective says, did they come home by themselves? The question before this is, did the girls get home by themselves? Did they mention how they got home? She goes, yes, they came home by themselves. And they said something about how they got home. So then he's asking her, what happens next? My guess and my thought process is that Bethany feels the need to say someone came back because she just said that Kaylee and Maddie got home by themselves.
Upstairs of how they got home.
Okay. So you get home around 2, you're still watching Vampire Diaries. But from our conversation earlier, then you go upstairs?
Yeah, then came back, and then Kaylee and Maddie were all on Kaylee's bed, just hanging out.
And you're on Kaylee's? From the bigger bedroom upstairs?
Yeah.
Do you have a photo about what time that might have been by chance?
Yes. Around 2:02.
Around 2:02. And did you, when they got home, did you guys go straight upstairs? Or
Pretty much.
Okay.
I believe. Or I can remember. And then we were hanging out there for a little while Kaylee was like getting ready for bed, I believe. And then we went, or Maddie and went downstairs. I can't remember if Kaylee came down too, but me and Maddie took Murphy out to pee. And I was out there for like 10 seconds and like put something away in my cabinet and then grabbed some chips. And then I went back downstairs to go to bed.
So, all right. The reason why I'm playing this there's many reasons why I'm playing this. One of them is there's more details in this with Bethany than Dylan, and she's saying it in a different kind of tone and way than we're used to hearing with Dylan. So I'm hoping that it sparks like new thought process. Okay. And we could speculate on who they're redacting. Even if it is Dylan. Okay. So if it is Dylan, and Dylan, Maddie, Bethany, and Kaylee are all upstairs, Kaylee's getting ready to go to bed while she's changing. She doesn't know if Maddie got ready for bed either. So think about this. This is at 2:02. 2 in the morning, they say Kaylee is getting ready for bed. There's going to be zero details now on how Kaylee ends up dancing in the living room with Murphy. Why would Bethany and Maddie go let Murphy out? If Maddie was the drunkest that they've seen her in a while, wouldn't you expect Kaylee to take her own dog out anyways? I can see if Maddie wants to just like, oh, I'll take the puppy out. I could see that aspect too. So I'm just thinking out loud. What if it's not Dylan that's up in the room, and what if it's a dude and Maddie and Bethany took the dog out of the room if Kaylee and a dude was in the room and gave them some time without the dog in there? Does that make sense at all as to maybe why Maddie and Bethany would be letting out Murphy? So Kaylee's getting ready for bed. If it's not Dylan up in the room and it's a guy, that could make a little bit more sense as to why they all left and went downstairs with the dog. So are they giving kind of some time for the smush like to hook up. I don't know. I just thought back to the Jersey Shore like smush room. You guys remember that show?
While Kaylee was like getting ready for bed, I believe. And then we went, or Maddie and went downstairs. I can't remember if Kaylee came down too, but me and Maddie took Murphy out to pee. And I was out there for like 10 seconds and like put something away in my cabinet and then grabbed some chips. And then I went back downstairs to go to bed.
Okay. Remember what time that you put Murphy out?
No.
Was it fairly soon after this 2:02 thing, or was it much kind of like a half hour, 25 hour?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay. Time a little fuzzy on at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you do remember being up there for a while, at least long enough for Kaylee to get completely changed.
Yes. Yeah.
Did Maddie change during that time period too?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. So then, go ahead.
When you saw them come home, was there anything about their demeanor or behavior that was different?
They were really happy. That's all I remember.
What was their level of surprise?
I was probably the drunkest I've seen Maddie in a long time, in a while. And I don't know about Kaylee. She can.
But you said you hadn't seen Maddie that drunk for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. She doesn't usually get that drunk.
But you couldn't tell Kaylee?
Not really.
Okay. So after you step out for 10 seconds, she grabbed a few things and then went downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point, Psycho Stench. Birdie, Maddie made Bethany take Murphy out because she's her quote-unquote little. Then Bethany never let the dog back in. That's why Maddie asked where the dog was. I also think, too, Maddie, if Bethany's never seen her that drunk, Bethany goes in after 10 seconds, and it's, again, I go back to Kaylee with her own dog, Murphy. If you haven't seen your roommate that drunk, why are you just trusting her maybe to let the dog out? That sounds a little bit maybe overprotective of a dog, but if it's super late at night and it's dark and it's a puppy, right? I mean, I guess you could put it on the leash. It's just it's a thought that doesn't add up in my mind.
What did you do when you got to your room?
I watched the show for a little. I don't remember how long I watched it, though. And then I just went to bed.
And the name of that show again was?
Baby Daddy?
You remember the episode?
No.
And how were you watching it?
On my iPad.
And was it through your, like, Hulu, Netflix? Hulu. Okay. And is that a Hulu account you have?
Yes.
Is it your account that you pay for, or is it your parents?
My parents pay for it.
Okay. How much of it you think you watched?
I don't know, because I don't know if I started it, like I already watched some of it and then started it again.
Do you remember finishing the episode and then you falling asleep, or did you fall asleep during it?
I shut off the computer and then went to bed. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Because I thought I was tired.
So, computer or iPad?
Oh, iPad, sorry. I just use it as my computer, so.
No, it's fine.
While I was watching it, though, Maddie came down and knocked on my door, but it was locked. And she asked if I had Murphy with me because she lost it. And I said no.
Because she lost him. Is anybody surprised? Hey, I haven't seen Maddie this drunk, like ever, in a very long time. Kaylee's not letting her own dog out. She stays upstairs. Maddie and Bethany go to let Murphy out. Bethany's out there for 10 seconds. And then starts watching Baby Daddy and locks her door. Maddie says, because she lost him. So she lost him. Okay.
While I was watching it though, Maddie came down and knocked on my door, but it was locked, and she asked if I had Murphy with me because she lost it. I said no.
Was that shortly after you started it, or quite a ways after you started it?
I don't remember. I would say shortly after.
Do you normally lock your door?
Yes, I lock it every night.
Okay. What's the next thing you remember?
And then the next thing I remember, I woke up because I heard like a firecracker type noise. Then I saw like a little sparkler or something under the.
So here's one of the things that I'm confused about as well. Right now, we have Dylan and we have Bethany's stories, right? For whatever they're worth. You can have your opinion about it, but if we're going off of what's said, whether people think they're a lie or not, I understand the point. But at the end of the day, the reality is this is what they've said. We have to decipher it. We can't just mark absolutely everything as a lie, even though we might feel strongly about that. Dylan is saying that Kaylee is dancing with Murphy in the living room. Bethany is saying Maddie came downstairs and asked her if she had Murphy because she lost him. And Kaylee's already in bed. So we have one witness saying that Kaylee and Murphy were dancing in the living room. Then we have another one that says Kaylee's in bed upstairs. Her and Maddie took the dog out. And the dog's missing. So who is in the living room dancing with the dog? How does the dog, and so even if these things aren't happening kind of back to back to back to back to back, how does the chain of custody, let's call it, on Murphy progress to where it's now Kaylee and Murphy back in the living room? One might say after Maddie went down by Bethany to ask her where Murphy is, did Maddie go upstairs and tell Kaylee she lost Murphy? Did Murphy go and find, or I'm sorry, did Kaylee go and find Murphy and then bring him back in? And were they dancing around and playing because they found the lost dog? That could be one potential thing. I'm trying to sift through this and actually put together a progression on Kaylee dancing in the living room, because that leads to Kaylee going upstairs and going to bed. Right? When does Kaylee come back downstairs? A logical thought could be that Maddie told Kaylee she lost Murphy and Kaylee came down to look for Murphy. They found Murphy and Kaylee's dancing with the dog. Did Maddie go up and tell Kaylee she lost the dog? Kaylee goes down to look and Kaylee just goes, Maddie, just go to bed. I'll find him. So then Maddie stays up there. Kaylee walks back in, is dancing with a dog. Dylan hears that. Then Kaylee walks upstairs and says she's going to go to bed. And that's when someone's here. I don't know. And I get it that a lot of people are saying, no, they made it all up. Okay. I know. I'm trying to just think out loud. If there's a possibility, if let's say they didn't make it all up, just humor me for the people that think it's all made up. I know I've gone down that rabbit hole a lot too. So now she's about to talk about where she sees the sparkler and the light.
Because I heard like a firecracker type noise. Then I saw like a little sparkler or something under the door. And then it like kind of went out. And then it's all like, I don't know, I was still half.
Wait. This is the first time I'm realizing this detail. Listen to what she says at the end of the sparkler description.
Then I saw like a little sparkler or something under my, like under the door. And then it like kind of went out.
And then it kind of went out. What would that be? A sparkler and it kind of went out? People are going to probably say the Sensi. And then it kind of went out. What would look like a sparkler under a door under So what would look like a sparkler under the crack in a door and kind of go out as it dies out if it's not a sparkler? It could be a small electrical issue, smoldering fire, a candle, an LED, welding tool, a buzzing or popping noises. Absolutely the Sensi, perhaps. Huh.
And then it's all like, I don't know, I was still half asleep and still pretty, like, I don't know, tipsy, I'd say. And then I just didn't really know what was happening. And then I remember either called me or I called her. And she said that she thought she saw someone and like wearing all black. And I said, well, Santa was wearing all black. Maybe she just like ran by or something. And then she said, well, I thought he had like a ski mask on. And then I was like, and then I just didn't really know what to think of that. I thought maybe she was like just seeing stuff because me and her got scared a lot from stuff like that. And, or like maybe one of Ethan's frat bros was like just playing around or something. And then I told her to come down to my room if she was scared because it's better than being alone. So then she ran down to my room. And I tried to call them. None of them were answering, so I thought they would just like were asleep or something because I've called them before late at night when I was scared and they usually don't answer. And then we fell asleep. I woke up early.
So before we keep going there, you said you called them.
Yes.
Can you look up to see exactly what times all those phone calls came in?
Yes.
This is right after you see the sparkler.
That called you?
Pretty much, yeah. 4:19 and 4:20.
You called her or she called you?
I don't remember.
It should show on your phone.
I don't know what that means.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
So she called. So you called her at 4:19, and it was a 23-second call, and then she called you at 4:20, and it was 41 seconds.
Yeah.
So you called her first,
and then she called you back. Okay.
And then I called Santa.
Wait a second. When you called her at 4:19, what did you say to her?
I said, did you hear that? Like, because I thought, like, the sparkler or whatever. And she said, I think she said yes. And I said, well, what was it? And then she didn't know.
Did you guys hang up then?
I don't remember. Apparently it got hung up. And
then she called you
right
right
she
back.
called me again, I guess.
And then during that conversation,
I don't
Was
really
that what
remember.
she
I think
talked
that's
about?
when she talked about the guy.
seeing someone in the house and that?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. We also had texts.
Yo, what if it's a cigarette? What if it's a cigarette butt? Like if somebody like flick a cigarette and like I'm trying to think of like something that would light up that she would see that would look like a sparkler and then fade out and then it kind of went away. Because because she's not describing like necessarily a bang, then the flash. She's describing it differently than Dylan. Bethany's not talking about a bang, though, is she? And sorry to keep going back. I really want to figure this out. Okay, so right after you see the sparkler, they're talking about, they're seeing a sparkler. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, because she lost it. Lock it every night. Then the next thing, okay.
And then the next thing I remember, I woke up because I heard like a firecracker type noise.
Okay. Well, I guess a firecracker type noise. Obviously, that's a pop. Okay.
Then I saw like a little sparkler or something under the door. And then it like kind of went out. And then it's all like, I don't know, I was still half asleep and still pretty like, I don't know, tipsy, I'd say. And then I just didn't really know what was happening. And then I remember either called me or I called her. And she said that she thought she saw someone and like wearing all black. And I said, well, Santa was wearing all black. Maybe she just like ran by or something.
What if it actually was a firecracker? Right? What if somebody really did throw a firecracker in there to scare them? I don't know. They both said firework or something. They heard a bang. I don't know. Just a thought that Bus Diablo had said. That would definitely get your attention.
And then she said, well, I thought he had like a ski mask on. And then I was like, and then I just didn't really know what to think of that. I thought maybe she was like just seeing stuff because me and her got scared a lot from stuff like that. Or like maybe one of Ethan's frat bros was like just playing around or something. And then I told her to come down to my room if she was scared because it's better than being alone. So then she ran down to my room. And I tried to call them. None of them were answering, so I thought they would just like were asleep or something because I've called them before late at night when I was scared and they usually don't answer. And then we fell asleep. I woke up early.
So before we keep going there, you said you called.
Yes.
Can you look up to see exactly what times all those phone calls came in?
Yes.
And this is right after you see the sparkler?
That called you?
Pretty much, yeah. 4:19 and 4:20.
You called her or she called you?
I don't remember.
It should show on your phone.
I don't know what that means.
Can I look?
Yeah.
So she called. So you called her at 4:19, and it was a 23-second call, and then she called you at 4:20, and it was 41 seconds.
Yeah.
So you called her first,
and then she called you back. Okay.
And then I called Santa.
Wait a second. When you called her at 4:19, what did you say to her?
I said, did you hear that? Like, because I thought like the sparkler or whatever. And she said, I think she said yes. And I said, well, what was it? And then she didn't know.
Did you guys hang up then?
I don't remember. Apparently I got hung up and then
she called you
and
right
then she
back.
called me again, I guess.
And then during that conversation,
I don't
Was
really
that when
remember.
she
I think
talked
that's
about-
when she talked about the guy.
seeing someone in the house and that?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. We also had texts.
Is that when she told you that she saw someone dressed in black?
I think, or from the text, I don't really remember.
When did you, can you look at your text then to see if she texted you that information? To see if it was before that call?
You know what, Fiji? This is actually a really, really smart take. If there's lawyers involved, and if you're about to, just to keep it straight, as far as if you're telling a story to keep a narrative straight, and you have a lawyer and law enforcement working together to keep certain details covered up, pretty much could be your safe word before you're about to tell something that may be false, and it's known and agreed upon that that's what you're going to insert at that time. I don't think that that's that far of a stretch and a tactic for a lawyer or police if they are covering it up. Right? Because pretty much is said a lot. I don't know if that's true. That might sound crazy to people. Yeah, pretty much could mean next question. Let's move on. Pretty much, I don't know.
Around 4:22, so it was after the call.
Yes. So let's just go back to the last time that she said. Actually, you want to know what we could do? Come on. If I go to the transcript, I can search the transcript for pretty much. Oh, wait, what just happened? Oh, shoot. It's going slow. 1 second. Show the transcript. Pretty much. Okay. So here's every time that they say pretty much. We were sleeping in the house like every single night, pretty much. Is that pretty much the only people you gave it to? Everyone pretty much loved him. They all used him somewhere. Pretty much invite only, but some people would show up sometimes. But like mostly we knew them, so it didn't really matter. And did you, when they got home, did you guys go straight upstairs or pretty much? Okay, I believe. You said right after you see the sparkler that pretty much, yeah. It's this is hard to read. I feel like I'm having a stroke. I pretty much know what happened after that. So come on, load up.
For that, also, she said, like, a triangle thing, like, wrapped around, like, a small vacuum. It was what she was trying to explain was really
But this is what she's trying to explain
yeah,
to
what she
you.
thought. It was so
Was that shortly after you started it or quite a ways after you started it?
I don't remember.
Sorry, I'm trying to find where we just were.
Do you want to look?
Yeah, I do though. Thank you.
So that was in a text communication.
Yeah.
That she said she saw someone.
I don't remember if it was both
It's
or
in
one or the
There's,
other.
it's definitely in there that she
Yeah,
talks
it's in
about
there.
black
Could have
and
been
ski
both,
masks.
though. I just don't remember. It was all like I was half asleep still.
Well, I think it has to be a little bit of both because it first comes in, no one is answering, and this is from her.
Mm-hmm.
No one is answering. I'm really confused right now. You then respond, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Xana was wearing all black, so obviously you'd already talked about somebody being in black prior to
Yeah,
that.
so maybe it was during the call.
Then she's freaking out. No, it's like ski mask almost.
So
Some of that data came from a call.
I think while she was texting me, he left.
Who's he?
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy, because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect.
And
Okay, I'm going to listen to this again. Who's he? Does he say her? Does he say her?
so
Some of that data came from a call.
I think while she was texting me, he left.
Who's he?
Or me, he left.
Who's he?
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy, because left.
Who's he?
Or the guy.
That cop was on it. I'm guessing he left. Who's he? Her. I'm guessing the guy. Wow. Oh, yeah. Pucker factor times a million, I'm sure, when she just said that. She goes, her. I'm guessing the guy. And if you listen to Bethany during this, Bethany can't wait to continue to over-explain this. They're looking through her phone. She's getting very nervous.
It's definitely in there. Yeah.
So now they're looking at her phone right now. So when the one officer says, "Do you want to look?" I believe they're passing her phone back and forth right now.
Do you want to look?
Yeah, I do that. Thank you.
So that was in a text communication.
Yeah.
That she said she saw someone.
I don't remember if it was both or one or the other.
It's definitely in there. She talks about
It
black
could have
and
been
ski
both,
mask.
though. I just don't remember. It was all like I was half asleep still.
Well, I think it has to be a little bit of both because it first comes in, no one is answering, and this is from her.
Mm-hmm.
No one is answering. I'm really confused right now. You then respond, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Xana was wearing all black, so obviously you'd already talked about somebody being in black prior to
Yeah,
that.
so maybe it was during the call.
Then she's freaking out. No, it's like ski mask almost.
So
Some of that data came from a call.
I think while she was texting me, he left.
Who's he?
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy, because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect.
Even though the captions say I swear it seems like her. But even if it's not her and she says or, the fact that the cop says, who's he? And she just says, I'm guessing the guy, right? Like there was a little bit of pressure applied there.
She was texting me, he left.
Who's he?
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy, because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect.
And yeah, because she saw they made eye contact as he was leaving,
Okay.
and that's I think when she saw the mask and everything.
And when she didn't tell that to you until later, though, right?
Yeah.
Wait, and she didn't tell you that till later, though, right?
So
Some of that data came from a call.
I think while she was texting me, he left.
Who's he?
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy, because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect.
And yeah, because she saw they made eye contact as he was leaving,
Okay.
and that's I think when she saw the mask and everything.
And when she didn't tell that to you until later, though, right?
Yeah.
Where did she see him at, and where was she at when she saw him?
Yeah, while she was texting her, meaning that the dude is still there during the call. So they're talking on the phone while this guy is still in there. So that means that think about how much longer that person's in the house then. Even if we were to think the timeline's off, think of just from the phone calls. That means that somebody's in there much longer. Great point, Psycho Stench. Because if she's guessing that that's when the guy left, they had already had how many calls, texts, and communication? Wow. Let's listen to that again. That's crazy. Great catch. Goat award for that, Psycho Stench.
Left.
Who's he?
Or the guy. I'm guessing the guy. Because she said she thought it was a guy.
Suspect?
And, yeah. Because she, like, saw, they made, like, eye contact as he was leaving.
Okay.
And that's, I think, when she saw the mask and everything.
And when she didn't tell that to you until later, though, right?
Yeah.
Where did she see him at, and where was she at when
She said, I believe this is what she said. To me, it sounded like he was leaving through the back door, through the kitchen. As when she saw him. Yeah.
So,
and where would
she you think he saw her?
From her room. She said they made eye contact. I'm almost positive that.
Did she say anything about being able to identify the race, or
She said he was white.
she could tell that?
Mm-hmm.
You want pictures of that?
We have it. We should have it.
So she told you that she was able to tell with the mask,
take a picture of it.
with the mask, that it was a white person.
Yes, because she said he had a big nose. I just remember her saying that to me.
She said that he had a big nose?
Yeah.
And then she ran down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah, because you made some comment
Man,
about.
what does she say right there? Yeah, I think he was like, what? Pretty big? Or what does she say?
Down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah.
And then she ran down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah, I think he was like pretty big. Is that what? Do you guys hear that too? Here, I'll replay it a couple of times so I don't blow your eardrums out. I'll replay it like 3 times. Turn your volume up. Tell me if you hear this.
And then she ran down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah.
And then she ran down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah, because you.
And then she ran down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah.
And then she ran down.
Yeah. I think he was like.
Yeah, because you made some.
And then she ran down. Yeah, as I think he was like leaving. Okay, that's what it was. That's why we do those things.
Comment about. She's making a comment that her phone's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then you told her to run down to you. And then that's when she came back down shortly after that, for what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And what did she say when she got there?
I don't remember. Just that she was scared and we didn't really know what was happening.
Did you cover this with her initially, this section?
With her?
Yes.
Yeah, I've covered quite a bit of this. This is still tracking with what she's told me.
Okay, because did she tell you about whether this person had anything
like in his hand?
She said it looked like a vacuum. So I didn't know what that meant. I thought she was just like seeing stuff because she was drunk still.
Did she tell you the shape of what she saw?
She said it looked like a small vacuum that he was holding. So I was confused. I was like, I thought she was like imagining something.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some notes here.
Okay.
For that, also, she said like triangle thing, like wrapped around like a small vacuum. It was what she was trying to explain was really
But
confusing.
this is what she's trying to explain
Yeah,
to
what
you.
she thought was so confusing.
Yeah.
So just a quick question about the messages. Like you tell her to run down there, and then she says, "I'm screwed though."
Scared.
Oh.
The cop says, "Oh, she's screwed though," and Bethany right away goes, "Scared."
So just a quick question about the messages. Like you tell her to run down there, and then she says, "I'm screwed though."
Scared.
Oh.
I'm guessing that's what she meant. Well, I'm guessing that's what she meant.
I picked up on it.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of tracking to, is that she was scared right now.
And then
You didn't call 911. You didn't
no.
reach out to anybody else outside
I
the
thought
house.
she was like imagining something. I didn't.
Has she ever imagined something like this before? Or
Well, no, but she was still half asleep and still drunkish. So I was like, maybe it was just some kid like coming in.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you guys were both still very unclear.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of foggy head
Yeah.
a little bit, both of you, because you're both just waking up, both still intoxicated.
Yeah.
Did you guys go and explore any?
No, we were too scared to leave because just in case someone would like
Did
take
she,
back in.
besides seeing in the guy, did she say she saw anything else at all?
She
That's all
said
that she
there was
told
something around his waist and it was like a vacuum.
Something like that.
Around his
Yeah, I
waist
don't
or
know.
his
It
hand?
was so confusing. She was trying to explain it. I just was not getting it.
That's interesting that guy says something around his waist. Right? Like now it could be like the hand by the waist. But is there anything
Besides seeing in the guy, did she say she saw anything else at all?
She
That's all
said
that she
there was
told
something around his waist and it was like a vacuum.
Something like that.
Around his
Yeah, I
waist
don't
or
know.
his
It
hand?
was so confusing. She was trying to explain it. I just was not getting it. And then, do you want to know what time I called the others?
In just a minute.
Some segment in there, did you ever hear, either before or after the firework, sparkler or whatever woke you, did you ever hear Murphy?
Oh, yeah, I heard Murphy bark a little. And then I heard, like, the pong table that was in our family room, like, just like a table that was in our family room, kind of moved. But I thought, like, Ethan, he's a pretty big guy, so I thought he, like,
And that
was drunk and just hit it. But I don't know what time.
Was that before or after he heard?
It was all kind of all at once, I feel
All at
like.
once?
Yeah. But I don't know what time Ethan or Xana got home, so I was just guessing.
But shortly right after you heard Murphy bark, the beer pong table get bumped,
Yeah.
and you heard the firecracker sparkler.
Yeah. It was all
Was that
kind of
also
jumbled.
kind of when? That's what.
And I
did
think
you
I
pick
heard
up and
Kaylee
call?
playing music too,
Okay.
dancing with Murphy. Also said that she heard music and Kaylee and Murphy dancing.
Okay. But you don't know what time that would have been.
I'm guessing around 4 in the morning.
Okay.
So right before you guys start to communicate.
Yeah.
But right after you heard Murphy bark, pong table, and the sparkler, that's when you called.
Yes. I think it might have been right after, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
It's all blurry.
Right.
From you referenced earlier time 2:02 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
From 2:02 to 4:19, did you get any missed calls
Oh, yes.
from any of your other roommates?
Maddie called me at 2:53, but I don't know why. I missed it.
At 2:53.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one might think at 2:53, well, what was Maddie doing? Was Maddie letting out the dog? Was Maddie calling her to try to say, "Do you have Murphy?" And she didn't answer? Was Maddie outside and did Maddie see something? Right? I don't know. Why would Maddie be calling at 2:53? That's right when everybody's calling Jack. If Murphy was lost, right? So I'm trying to piece together these calls. If again, Jesus Christ, sorry guys, my chair was stuck there. The wheels were dug into the carpet a little bit. But what I'm trying to say is if Maddie did come down and ask Bethany where Murphy is, the flurry of calls, I don't know. That is the most innocent answer, of course. But there has to have been something that starts happening around then.
So what we're trying to pin down is a time frame where other people in the house are still active, still alive, still talking, still communicating. So it's important for you. We're trying to narrow that window, right? So if somebody's communicating with you, trying to communicate, texting, snapping, anytime after 2 to that 4 o'clock window. He
Yeah.
really needs to know that.
Do you track your sleep at all?
No.
Okay.
So at 2:19, we know Maddie's trying to reach.
253. She called.
2:53, Maddie's trying to reach you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Could that have also?
guessing it's because she lost Murphy, and I
And
just
that's
missed the
what
call.
I was wondering, if maybe that was the same time period.
Because you were already asleep when she
Yeah.
knocked on the door.
No, I was watching the show when she knocked on the door, so I'm
So
guessing.
that could have been right about that same
Yeah.
time period.
And yeah, that's all.
It is a little bit interesting that the other cop brought up 219. Is there anything that happened at 219? I'm trying to think, because they said 202 is when the photo was taken. Remember, 215. So 213, Dylan's texting Gower. 215, the DoorDash order is being placed by Xana. There's a flurry of activity going on inside of that house. And there's no way that these cops are not able to piece together what's the truth and what's not at this point with all of that phone data and the screams and the ruckus.
Did you describe any color with this sparkler or this sound that you heard on your door?
It just looked like a little flame sparkler type thing.
So was it white or red?
It was like orange-ish.
Orangish color.
That's what I remember.
It looked like a little flame. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't think anybody would ever describe a gunshot as a sparkler that went out that was orange and looked like a little flame. That doesn't make sense. A gunshot would be a flash. It's there and gone, and it's probably bright.
Any color with this sparkler or this sound that you heard on your door?
It just looked like a little flame sparkler type thing.
So was it white or red?
It was like orange-ish.
Orangish color.
That's what I remember.
And do you know what time you came to your room? Is there anything in it that can tell you that?
Around 4:25.
That was the last message when you told her to run down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I called Xana at 4:21.
So before down.
Yes. And then I called Maddie at 4:22.
So right after you talked to,
Yeah.
you called that.
And then I called Ethan at 4:22.
And there's no answers, right?
Yeah.
Voicemail?
Did you hear the phones ringing from where you were?
I didn't hear a scream. I didn't hear anything.
FaceTime or just regular phone call?
Just regular phone call. And then I accidentally FaceTimed Kaylee at 4:30, but then I called her again at 4:31.
It was there by that time.
I believe so, something like that. And then, I also called Maddie again twice at 4:29 and then 4:30.
And all of these, no responses or anything?
Yeah, but they never usually answer my phone calls that late at night, so I thought they were asleep.
Okay. So that would be normal.
Yeah.
If they were up, would they have normally answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any idea in your
Except
house?
sometimes Xana doesn't answer. Or anything.
Do you have any idea, thinking a little bit more based off of what you know is in your house, of what that firecracker sound and the sparkler could have been?
I no idea. I have no idea where it came from or like what it could have been.
Well, in addition
Someone brought it in.
to the, you told him that you heard the pong table slide on the floor like someone had bumped into it. Did you hear
Or like cups
anything?
fall or something.
You heard what?
Either cups fall off of it or like the table moved to the side.
Is that like right over your room?
Do you remember what position the beer pong table was in before you went to bed?
I believe it's just like that. It's great.
Coming from,
The kitchen, it's like right in front of it.
So not off to the side a little bit or anything like that?
Unless someone moved it to get past it or something.
Was it normally in that same position?
Yeah.
So if I were to walk from your kitchen in Dylan's area of the house, take the step up, and I walk into the living room area, it's going to literally be right in front of me. So kind of centered.
Pretty much, or like...
It's the most ridiculous thing. Heard cups fall, but no screams is unbelievable.
A little to the side of the door.
Okay.
Just so people can get through, but...
To the right or the left?
The right.
So it would be more pushed to the right?
It would be more pushed to the left, like towards the ball.
Okay, to where that little nightstand is?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it wasn't straight when we found it.
Oh.
It was kind of crooked a little bit, so what you're saying makes sense to me now.
So I'm not familiar with the house. So your room is on the bottom floor. So is there a set of steps, half set of steps?
There's a full set of steps.
So like 12 steps-ish?
14.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And then when you get to the bottom of the steps, where's your room?
There's one room straight across, but no one lives in there. There's a bathroom right next to it. And then if you go down a little hallway, it's my room.
So, you have something, sir?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, like, for something to be, like, reflecting underneath your door, you would have to basically have something down in that kind of hallway.
Yeah, so it seemed like some L or something. I don't know.
Did you have anything up on that rail at the top that led?
People usually put cups up there, but it wasn't a cup or like a can.
So if I were to go down the steps from the living room to yours, there's that little rail right there. Do you remember having anything, like a candle on there? Was there anything else on there? The
only thing that I could think of that anyone would put up there was cans or cups.
Okay. Do you remember if there was a stain or something that got spilt on the stairs the night before?
The night of the formal, there was Coke or something spilled on the stairs.
Like towards the bottom, the
Towards
middle,
the
or
top.
towards the top? Okay.
That's what I remember.
When you went to bed, do you remember, were there like a lot of cans or anything like that on the floor down at the landing next to the front door?
There was a box, I believe my heights, and then like a backpack.
Do you remember any loose cans that you...
People put loose cans there all the time. I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember stepping on it or stepping around it when you went to bed?
Not really.
Were there quite a bit of lights still left on in the house?
Yes, my hallway light was left on. I believe most of the other lights were left on.
So not only were the lights on in her hallway, whatever is glowing underneath her door must have been glowing rather brightly for her to see it underneath the crack of the door. What would be right? So I could see so many things if it was pitch black that would make a flash and then slowly burn out, as she says, like a little flame that's oranges. But now that she's saying that the lights are on, that to me sounds much, much, much different than if it was pitch black in that hallway and something lit it up briefly.
But I don't know. I don't know if they turned it off when I went to bed or anything.
Okay.
You had told me that you had walked home. When you walked home by yourself, you got home at 1:21 a.m.
Around that time. That's just when I had that picture.
How did you tie that?
Just because that's when I had that picture of me waking up.
So it's before 121 when you got
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you get home, sorry, Kaylee and Maddie were home, or they came home after you were home.
They came home after we were home.
So people were watching the diaries
Mhm.
at 121. You took the picture with them.
Mhm.
So you got home about 1:00. Where were you coming from again? Okay.
Mhm.
And how far is that?
2-3 minute walk. It's not that far.
And on that walk home, do you remember seeing anything? Anybody? Cars?
There's like a car that drove past me, maybe one or two, but cars drive past there all the time.
Okay.
I don't know.
So nobody else walking? You didn't need anybody?
Mm-mm.
And then which door did you come in?
That's not good.
And that's not, is that on the same level as your room? Or is
Yes.
that okay?
Did you walk all the way to King, then around to Queen, or did you take the cutoff?
Just the cutoff.
Okay. Were there still quite a few parties in the area?
We're still doing stuff, and I don't know, that's all it really seemed like. But
Was there a lot of other foot traffic still?
no one really, I don't think, was out when I was walking, but
Was it cold?
yes. Yes. I believe so. It was like foggy that whole day too. Like, I don't know. It looked weird.
Do you recall whether told you that this person she saw, or whether he had the shape, if there was a shape of something she saw in his hands, whether it had a shape to it?
Well, she just told me that she thought it was a mini vacuum. So
She didn't just try to say it was circular, it was round, it was a triangle.
she said like something wrapped around or something, and then a mini vacuum.
So something wrapped around his waist,
I don't know. Yeah.
and then holding something else in his.
So I just was looking this up. I don't know if people will agree with this or not as she was saying this, but wrapped around the waist, holding it, mini vacuum, like something wrapped around it, and then maybe something in their hand. I don't know. And one of my mods was sending me some information on tasers. I don't want to play a video of a taser just because I don't know if I can show that on the stream. Let me look into that. And then tomorrow I'll try to show a variety of different things that could make that flame, and we can kind of go through some of those possibilities. But let me look into that. Or if anybody knows off the top of their head, if you can show it on the stream, because I've gotten a strike for just showing somebody laying in a prone position with a gun.
Like she said it was like a mini vacuum. I don't know what that would be compared to.
So what happened? So after you tried calling everybody, no one answered. Did you guys just go to sleep, or did you do anything else?
I fell back asleep because I was still out of it, and I don't know if she did right away. And then I woke up again earlier that morning.
About what time?
Do you have the times?
You have some times from your phone, right?
Yeah. I called my dad at 7:30. Then he didn't answer, and I fell back asleep.
What did you call him, Corey?
My tooth hurt really bad. It's like inflamed, and he's a dentist, so I was just wondering what it was.
That was around 7:30?
7:30, yeah.
Okay.
And then he didn't answer, and I just fell back asleep. And then I called him back at 8. He also didn't answer. And so then I called my house at 8:01. And they didn't answer. And then I called my mom at 8:02. And she finally answered.
And was still in the room?
Yes.
Was she?
I can't remember if she was up or not. I think she was kind of up. And then I called my mom and asked her to put my dad on the phone, and then she said he'd call me back. And then he called me back at 8:09. And then I took Advil for my tooth. And then...
Did you have it in your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I told about my tooth because she was up. And then I fell back asleep, and I don't know if she went back to bed. Because none of them would have been up that early anyway, so.
Okay.
And then
So you go back to sleep.
I fell back asleep. I don't know if she did. And then I woke up again and noticed that none of them were up still.
How did you notice that?
Santa's Snapchat location wasn't on yet. And it usually is at that point by the time I woke up.
Which was?
What? I want to say 11:30ish, maybe 11.
Sometime between 11 and 11:30.
Yeah.
Was Dylan still in there?
Yes. And then we were kind of freaking out because we were like, well, they would have been up by now.
Oh my God.
And so then I called my friend and told her that we were like scared and didn't know what was happening. And so she offered to come get us. And then we called because we knew that I was with her and would come over and like help look around the house.
And that's one.
Yes.
Did you make any attempts to call roommates that morning after you woke up?
No, because I knew I would either hear them walking maybe upstairs or Xana would have been up.
For the Snapchat location?
Yeah.
And you were afraid. Why?
Because they weren't answering and no one was walking and there's like Xana's location was up, so I was like, something's not right. So then we got scared and called it. And then she sent over, and then she followed with shortly after he came over.
So when they come over, do you know what time they arrive?
No. Would know better because she called it.
Okay. But when they came in the house, how did they enter?
Just came in. He knows the code, so he came in.
And then where did he go?
And then we came out and we went up the stairs, and then he said,
It almost feels like when you're a little kid and you do something wrong and you don't want to be the person, like let's say, for example, that you're playing around, I don't know, in the basement and you knock over something and it breaks in the basement, but nobody hears it. And you go upstairs and you're afraid to go and tell somebody that you know that it's broken down there. So rather than tell somebody it's broken, you just go, maybe you invite one of your friends over and you say, let's go hang out down in the basement. And then you and your friend walk around the corner and you go, oh my God, the vase that my mom and dad love, it's broken, it's shattered. We have to go tell them now. I don't know how this happened. That's what it seems like they're doing when they're calling their friends over. Is like they know something happened, but they don't want to be the people to go up there and have to see it and then say it, because there's going to be way more explaining to do than if they have their friends come over and their friend just so happens to find it.
you guys need to get out and call 911.
So was he ahead of you?
Yes.
When you came out of your room, what did you see?
Nothing, really.
Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing
Is this
different?
carpet floor,
No,
tile, hardwood,
No,
laminate,
tile.
laminate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing on
Some
the floor?
type of tile.
You didn't see anything broken on the floor or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing misplaced?
Not really, no.
How far up the stairs did you get?
Pretty much the top.
Pretty much.
How far ahead of was compared to you?
It was like on the other side of the railing.
So he had already turned around the railing?
Yeah.
Where was he heading?
Xana's room.
So he was walking
And we
towards
saw
it.
into her room.
Okay. Did you see into her room at that point in time?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was your relation to you?
I believe she was ahead of me.
So she's ahead of you. She's
Just a
also
little
up there.
Yeah.
So you guys are now at the top of the stairs. As you're looking past, what do you see?
Just Xana on the floor.
What's that?
You can see Xana on the floor. Okay. Could you see?
Was the door fully open, her bedroom door?
Or partially open?
Half and half. More than partially, but not all the way.
Okay. Is that normal? Does she normally leave her door open, or does she close her door?
I think she normally closes it, but I don't think she locks But I don't know when she's drunk. She usually wakes up before I do.
When you went to bed that night,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember if that door was open or closed? Because up to this point, we still don't know when Ethan and Zena came home, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if they were home when you already got
Closed, I believe. Or open.
Oh my God.
It might have been open.
there. Okay. Do you ever use the bathroom next to that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Did you use it that night?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Dude, when you got home,
That's such a good point because that bathroom does have somebody who took a leak in it and didn't flush. I would suspect female because there's pee with toilet paper in it. Just my guess. But that's an interesting question by the police.
that night, do you know whether they were in that room already, or do you know when they came home?
I have no idea when they came home or if they were in the room. I'm guessing if they were in the room, Santa would have came out and said hi and hung out with us.
Do you see your messages going again?
And where's Murphy when you wake up?
I have no idea.
You didn't see him when you went up the stairs?
Mm-mm.
Do you know where he is now?
With
You didn't hear Murphy once you guys started walking around. You didn't hear him though.
no, because like right away, said you guys need to get out and call 911 right now.
Okay. Are you the one who made the 911 call?
Yes, but
Okay.
I couldn't really talk, so then she took the phone and finished talking for me.
Yeah, because I've listened to the 911 call. It was kind of jumbled around because the phone got passed around a little bit. But so obviously, did you have any clue at that point in time when you called 911 what was going on?
I just knew something was wrong.
Because you could see Zena on the floor. Okay. Was that?
Wow. Wow. Dude. And then if you were to see these crime scene photos, as we've shown, so she goes, like she gets very quiet and very timid right there.
So obviously, did you have any clue at that point in time when you called 911 what was going on?
I just knew something was wrong.
Because you could see Zena on the floor. Okay. Was that? Have you ever seen her in that position?
Wow.
Because you could see Zena on the floor. Okay. Was that?
So they caught her in the lie about the door being open or shut. But now she just finally admits, because I saw Zana. So that is a crystal clear, cut and dry. That is a lie. That is a contradiction. You saying that you don't remember if the door is open to Xana's room, because we don't know when Xana and Ethan got home. Was it open or was it shut? She says every answer she can possibly say underneath, or as quickly as she can come up with it. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. I guess sometimes, yes. And then, well, did you call 911? Yes. And why? Because something was wrong. So did you see Xana on the floor? Wow.
When you called 911, what was going on?
I just knew something was wrong.
Because you could see Zena on the floor. Okay. Was that? Have you ever seen her in that position before? Has she ever passed out on her floor before?
Not this year, but I believe she used to when she used to get like super drunk, but she hasn't really.
Okay. And from that distance, did you just see her, or could you see?
I just saw her and then I left because I didn't want.
So when you called 911, where were you at?
Outside.
So when you said you need to go, you actually turned around and left, or did you stay there for a second?
We all like walked down the stairs and then he said, "You guys need to call 911."
So did he walk you down the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he went back up, I think, to check it out.
And you and were still downstairs at the landing, or just on the outside?
On the outside.
But he went back up?
Yeah, to like make sure there wasn't anyone still there or something like that.
Okay. So you're calling 911. You couldn't talk, so then you passed the phone to. And I know they were asking you all kinds of questions. Did you guys?
No, I passed the phone to.
Yeah, which she didn't know what was going on. Because originally you had called and said what?
I believe that someone was unconscious on the floor.
Okay. I think you also mentioned being out drinking the night before or anything like that.
I think.
Okay, so you call us, our dispatch, you tell them that someone was unconscious on the floor. You pass the phone around and gives the phone back to you, if I remember right.
I don't even remember hearing the on the floor part. I just remember hearing unconscious, right? And again, how do you not go try to wake them up? You see your roommate on the floor, unless you're seeing a bunch of blood.
I can't remember.
At one point, it sounded to me like you went back upstairs.
I believe, and maybe went up and went over to Xana to try to wake her up and see if she was.
But you never went up there.
Mm-mm.
Did you stay on the phone at that point then with our dispatch?
I don't know if it was me. It could have been someone else.
It seems like they're asking her, so you never went up there. They asked her that like 3 or 4 times. That's got to be for a reason. They asked her, did did she go over there to pee? Right? What did you see? Why would they be asking her that many times unless they're trying to figure out maybe how she's describing something if she never saw it? Well, then she's going to have to play telephone with somebody who may have passed that information on to her. But I do think that they're asking her that for a reason.
Because it sounded like someone on the phone was going to go see if they were breathing or not.
It might have been.
Okay, but that wasn't you.
I didn't go back in.
So after you saw Xana on the floor, you go downstairs and call. You never went back upstairs. You never went into the room. Okay, but you saw go back in. Went in.
I think she went in, and I think I went in.
Okay.
It's all kind of.
How would she know if they went in? Right?
Okay. Did it ever? Was she ever on the phone?
I don't think so.
Were you still standing outside when our first officer showed up?
Yes, but I was super scared, so I walked over to, where the white stairs are. I walked over there.
Okay. Did you mention anything or ask anyone about?
What if so again, I'm thinking way outside the box here. The 8-hour delay is one of the biggest mysteries. I've said for a long time, if I found a genie in a bottle and I had 3 wishes, I would wish for wanting to know why the 8-hour delay happened. The blood over at the Whites makes me question if the timeline's entirely wrong and this happened way earlier. Did Bethany end up going up there, go into the room, check, have blood on her? She's scared. She left. She went to the Whites. And is that how blood got over at the Whites then? Is anybody following that thought process? Maybe. Again, it's way out there. It's way out in left field. It's a stretch, but I'm just saying they never really. I'm trying to think of other ways on how the blood may have gotten at the Whites.
Out a defibrillator?
No, but I remember someone asking.
Yeah. Do you remember who that was?
I think it was.
Okay. All right. So she had your phone.
Yeah.
When these people came to the house after they were called, before everyone was walking, there was that incident with the door being open. Everyone grabbed a golf club and was walking through the house. Did anybody grab anything this time and walk through the house?
Oh, grabbed a knife.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned that too. But you didn't show up with a knife?
Mm-mm.
Okay. What kind of kitchen knives did you have in the house?
Just some from like IKEA and then some other ones.
Do you remember what color they are?
There's like a blue, a gray, a green. That's all I can remember.
Okay. Are they normal kitchen knives, steak knives? Do you remember what they are?
Just cooking.
And where do you keep them?
Just in a drawer with all the silverware.
And so if I walk into your kitchen, kind of located, because if I walk in, fridge is on my right, dishwasher's right in front of me, stove's on the left, and the sink is kind of in the corner a little bit, right next to the stove.
It's like in between the microwave and the sink. And like a drawer.
Okay. I think I remember what you're talking about.
So did he grab a knife from there, or did he bring it to the
He
house?
grabbed it from there.
And you didn't see him do this, though, right?
No, but I think I remember the color and it was gray, but I remember he said he was going to go get something.
Okay. And that's as he was walking back upstairs. He said he's going to go get something. Or prior to you guys even going upstairs.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Was this a set that someone bought, or were there individual knives?
Well, this one was a set, but there was also individual ones.
Do you remember how many were in?
That's such a good point, Josh. Think about the field day that any halfway competent lawyer could have by putting these quote unquote witnesses on the stand with phone data, with text messages. Just this interview alone, as far as reasonable doubt in a juror's mind, I totally agree with that.
Set.
Could be 5.
Okay.
That too. What's on the screen?
If they were bought at IKEA, who bought them?
I did. Or like our town.
So you could recognize the set again. Okay.
Did you buy that here before you moved up? Okay. All right. Then I pretty much know what happened after that.
So can we go back to when you're going up the stairs in front of you? Right? You said you saw Diana on the floor in her room. Door partially open. How do you know it was Diana?
It just looked like her.
Can you describe what she was wearing?
Gillian underwear and a black sweatshirt.
Was that a sweatshirt that she was wearing earlier in the day?
No. But
Did you physically see her features, or just match the room and it matched her kind of?
Well, I saw her. I didn't see her face or anything, but I saw like her legs.
Okay. Did you see anything else in the room?
Other than like her clothes and stuff on the floor, but that's how it was before.
Okay.
It was messy.
Nothing else on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know for sure who came into the house and did that?
Okay, what?
Whatever happened to your friends? Do you have an idea who may have come in and done?
I forgot about this part at the end here. Listen to what he says.
Do you know for sure who came into the house and did that?
Okay, what?
Whatever happened to your friends? Do you have an idea who may have come in?
I'm sorry. It's just, that is a shocking response to. You're sitting there being questioned about 4 people being murdered in your house, and they go, do you have any idea who may have come over and did that? Did what? Again, I guess maybe you could confuse it for something else, but did what? It just seems like it just seems such like a avoid at all cost mentality that would make somebody say that. And I'm not trying to be completely quote unquote empathetic or sympathetic to simple mistakes and simple quick reactions in answering a question in a high pressure situation, but that just seems very weird.
For sure who came into the house and did that?
Okay, what?
Whatever happened to your friends? Do you have an idea who may have come in and done that?
Mm-hmm.
She say or mm-hmm.
Come in and done that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea who may have come in and done that?
Mm-hmm.
For the theories that people are talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What's the theories?
I don't know.
Theories?
Just Jack?
About?
Mm-hmm.
What's the theories?
That people are talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What's the theories?
I don't know his last name.
Did we talk about him earlier?
Yeah.
Earlier.
At what point were we talking about it?
The grub truck guy.
Okay. And why are people saying that he did it?
Just because he's known for like having anger issues or whatever.
Is that the one that you told us about that?
Yeah, and he lives having anger issues or whatever.
Is that the one that you told us about that?
Yeah, and he lives at the Browns by himself.
But how? And what issue would he have with any of those four? Have you ever heard of him having a problem with any of them?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever heard of him having like an infatuation or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
So when did you first hear about the theory?
Not yesterday, the day before.
And who did you hear that from?
Just kind of everyone was saying, like, having contact things and saying that probably.
Are they basing that off of because of some of the information they know about him and the fact that he was at the grub truck?
Mm-hmm.
And is that your recollection of why they're basing it?
Mm-hmm.
Have any of them ever said anything, or any of these people that have come up with this theory
Never heard of them.
say that they have ever seen an issue between with any of them?
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if we covered it, but was he ever at your house for a party?
Not that I know of, no.
Not that you recall.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Is it possible he could have been there?
I don't think so. I don't really think any of us were friends with him.
And you said at that point too, he wasn't really hanging out with any of them either.
So then why is he with Kaylee and Maddie, guys? Why would he be with them at the grub truck and hanging out with them all night if we're not really friends with them?
But was he ever at your house for a party?
Not that I know of, no.
Not that you recall.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Is it possible he could have been there?
I don't think so. I don't really think any of us were friends with him.
And you said at that point too, he wasn't really hanging out with any of them either, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how old is he? Is he like still in college?
I'm guessing, but I have no idea.
What?
Do you know where out in the Browns he lives?
Mm-mm.
You just know he lives there by himself?
That's just what someone said, yeah.
Have you seen this guy around school or?
I personally have not.
So you wouldn't know what kind of car he drives or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Any other theories you've heard?
Mm-mm. Just that.
Since the incident, have you had anyone reach out to you or contact you that in their conversations with you seem different, seem odd?
Mm-mm.
Nothing concerning to you with anyone who's talking to you right now?
Mm-mm.
So is she not talking about? So the grub truck guy, and yes, it sounds like Jack, but I'm trying to think through. Earlier in the interview, we were debating, was it Dylan? Was it Jack? Was it Jenna? Was it somebody else? I understand they say grub truck guy, but there's obvious photos of them all together, and he's been there. So could it be somebody else? And he lives over at the Browns. And right. So, I mean, I don't know. Is there somebody else that could be potentially? Like, I'm just trying to think through other possibilities, because it would be very weird for her to pretend like she doesn't know Showalter and that hoodie guy is with them all night. Right? Let's just listen back to that one more time about when she's describing the theories.
Saying, or any of these people that have come up with this theory
Never heard of them.
say that they have ever seen an issue between with any of them?
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if we covered it, but was he ever at your house for a party?
Not that I know of, no.
Not that you recall.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Is it possible he could have been there?
I don't think so. I don't really think any of us were friends with him.
And you said at that point too, he wasn't really hanging out with any of them either, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how old is he? Is he like still in college?
I'm guessing, but I have no idea.
Do you know where out in the Browns he lives?
Mm-mm.
You just know he lives there by himself?
That's just what someone said, yeah.
Have you seen this guy around school or?
I personally have not.
So you wouldn't know what kind of car he drives or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Any other theories you've heard?
Mm-mm. Just that.
Since the incident, Have you had anyone reach out to you or contact you that in their conversations with you seem different, seem odd?
Mm-mm.
Nothing concerning to you with anyone who's talking to you right now?
Mm-mm.
It's really hard for it to not be Jack Showalter. Like, I was just, again, trying to play a little bit of devil's advocates there and think, could it be somebody else? But they say anger issues, or they say lives alone with the Browns. And like Uncle Daddy just said, you mean the guy with all the blood on his apartment door? Like, it's very, yeah.
You doing okay?
Have you looked into getting counseling yet?
I think my mom has.
Yeah. Do you know anyone within your group or people who come to your house that they've now left Moscow?
Mostly, most people have left.
Was there anyone that left sooner than everybody else? It seems like they were gone already and out of town before this news really broke out.
Not that I know of, though.
Anybody that you haven't had contact with that normally you would have?
Mm-mm.
Anybody that you're having contact with that normally you wouldn't have?
No.
Okay. I think that's all I've got, unless you can think of anything else. I mean, you did a really good job. Thank you. And you gave us information that I think is very helpful. Just to kind of give you an update on where we're going. We still haven't.
That man's still there.
Yes, they're still in there.
What does he say?
Just to kind of give you an update on where we're going. We still haven't.
That man's still there.
Yes, they're still in there. As of right now, we still haven't. They're still in there. As of right now, we still haven't released the house. So I know that was one question. I can't remember if it was your mom or honestly. As of right now, we still haven't released the house. So I know that was one question. I can't remember if it was your mom or honestly. When we're going to release the house, I think they can come get your stuff. We still haven't released it yet. We're still going to have another forensic team come up and go back through the residence. We've also requested the assistance of the FBI. So they're now helping us too as well. So there's a lot of people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend. So the people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend.
Are you guys noticing that? Are you noticing this at the end? Even the caption.
So there's a lot of people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend. So there's a lot of people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend.
That is not plural at all. What the heck?
So there's a lot of people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend. So at this point,
I've never noticed that before.
We still haven't released it yet. We're still going to have another forensic team come up and go back through the residence.
And thinking back to all of this, this is a 2-hour and 15-minute thing. And really the only person that she gets asked about is Xana, right? I know I started about an hour in. If they were like, does that make sense what I'm saying? Unless I'm completely blanking on the first half of this interview, which I don't think that I am, but it seems like they're only mentioning Xana. And then they say friend.
We've also requested the assistance of the FBI. So they're now helping.
And then when you listen to all the frat bros too, they're only asking about Ethan. Ethan, was there somebody connected to Ethan that could somehow be connected to Xana? Does Ethan hang out in some circles that maybe, you know, you'd be surprised if, you know, oh, what's he doing over there? It's like kind of something he does by himself.
Venus too as well. So there's a lot of people right now working on this case to try and figure out what happened to your friend. So at this point, it's going to be very important if you hear anything, if anyone reaches out to you and gives weird details of the incident, because as you've noticed, we haven't released a whole lot of information. And that, so anything that somebody reaches out and starts talking to you about it, to you it feels like they maybe know more than most people should, please let us know immediately. Because that might be somebody we want to talk to.
This isn't like someone that knew more than we should, but one of our friends, like they were just trying to figure out like what happened.
Okay.
And they were looking at like the photos from the house, and it looked like Kaylee's like blinds or something were like pulled down or like not right, and she always had them perfectly closed.
So what do you mean?
Like they were kind of broken.
Like on the news, somebody was seeing photos.
Like news and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, that could have been us.
No, yeah, just the photo. But someone said that the blinds weren't like.
She's saying that
We could have been the ones who have disturbed the blinds.
Oh. Okay.
Because we did go out onto that back balcony.
Oh, okay.
So we actually, you're talking about the blinds on the slider?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we moved those multiple times.
Oh, okay.
Because we stepped out on the back balcony wondering if it was a point of entry and stuff like that. So we went out there several different times. Guys were walking all around the back balcony. So that easily could have been us who disturbed those.
Okay.
But it's good information though.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Well, I don't have anything else. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. If anything comes up, feel free to reach out to me. I'll give your attorney my card as well, so if you don't feel like it, you can always reach out to him and he can ask me questions. We're not trying to leave you in the dark. You're involved in this, but we will try to give you as much info as we can, obviously, okay? All right. But again, thank you. I appreciate you sitting down with me and talking to me. The only last question I have, are you still communicating with me and talking to me? The only last question I have, are you still communicating with
Who could that be?
The only last question I have, are you still communicating with talking to me? The only last question I have, are you still communicating with are you still communicating with Do you know why she's very hesitant to talk to me right now?
Mm-mm.
Is she struggling pretty bad?
I think.
So it's a girl. It's a girl that they're talking about. Because he said, is she still struggling pretty bad?
Do you know why she's very hesitant to talk to me right now? This question I have, are you still communicating with Do you know why she's very hesitant to talk to me right now?
Mm-mm.
It can't be Kai. He says she.
Are you still communicating with Do you know why she's very hesitant to talk to me right now?
Mm-mm.
Is she struggling pretty bad?
I think so, but she also said she talked to her attorney or something. And I think he's making her worry more, and her mom's making her worry more. She said something.
Does her mom do that quite a bit?
Stressing her out and making her worry about like the press and stuff like that.
Okay, and I can understand that.
Is it Kaylee's sister? Is that what he says? But I don't think and I think he's making her worry more and her mom's making her. So it wouldn't be talking about Cara Kernodle because that wouldn't make sense about her mom making her worry more. It would have to be somebody who's got a mom and an attorney and somebody that's alive.
Something. And I think he's making her worry more, and her mom's making her worry more. She said something.
Does her mom do that quite a bit?
Stressing her out and making her worry about like the press and stuff like that.
Okay, and I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I know she seems a little stressed. I talked to her a little bit the other day, trying to was trying to meet with her yesterday, but weren't able to make that work. But okay.
One question I have, other than the alcohol that you talked about and Adderall you talked about, is there anyone in the house that you're aware of that takes prescription medication or treats for any therapy, anxiety, mental illness, any of that?
Okay, that's completely redacted.
And how about any of the other people in the home? Do you know what
I know of.
Do you know if it takes any medications or anything like that?
Never really talked.
Do you know if it takes any medications or anything like that?
Never really talked about it.
Okay. Do you know if anyone in the house was selling pills or anything like that?
No one knows.
Good. Okay. All right. I think I'm done.
Good. We'll shut that off, transcriber. It's been.
Wow. Well, that was quite a whirlwind. And I was going to show something else, but I want to, and I'm going to get into this tomorrow night, just as we've been going. But I wanted to follow up with this. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts on what we just listened to. I'm going to try to digest that, but I want to show people this as well. This is a great find by Pink Princess. And I'll read this out loud. This could explain the communication from allegedly Xana texting the DoorDash driver. And Pink Princess said, I haven't finished watching yet, but I also sent you an email a while back about this. You know how the documents came out and they said that Xana sent a text asking something like trouble finding it right before the DoorDash was delivered. Well, apparently DoorDash sends messages exactly like that out to their own drivers, or they at least used to back in 2022, especially when drivers were taking a long time. It could look as though it was coming from the customer, but it was not. It was coming from DoorDash's automated system. Look all this up. That's how I found the info. I saw somebody else mentioned this on a video and looked into it, and sure enough, they were right. Yet the documents make it look like Xana sent a text from her phone asking, quote, Molly if she was having trouble finding it because she was taking so long. This blew my mind. So I was doing a little bit of research into that, and there are automated messages that the DoorDash system will send their drivers if the order is taking a long time, like having trouble finding it. And it could make it seem like it came from the person who ordered the DoorDash's account. So, and I thought it was a great find. I thought it was at least something, to put out there so people could look into it. And Hive, with that, please, please, please hit the like button. Let me go through a couple of these super chats. Thoughts loading in Shockface says it all makes sense. These frat and sorority people are skating free. A lot more of kind of the tone and the language of like the inside jokes about Greek life at college. Is it frozen again? No. All right. Well, now I'm back. But thank you to everybody who did hit the like button. Guys, if we get to 1,000, well, we did not get to 1,000 likes. So maybe next time I will be able to gift out the 5 Hive Plus, memberships. Again, we launched Hive Plus just to make the chat a little bit more fun. All of the streams are free. They will stay free. And you can sign up. That link is in the description. Thank you all so much. The last couple of nights have been a little bit longer than normal just because we do have to, I'd like to watch all the interviews in the entirety and not break it up into 2 parts. But thank you all so much for tuning in. And wow, kiss me where I pee. Jeez. Wow. Giant, massive super chat. Thank you for that. You rock. $50 super chat. It's turning pink. That's how you know it's a big one. That is awesome. And I appreciate that. I look forward to doing this every evening. As you know, the best way to support the channel, guys, is to hit like, hit subscribe, share this out to your normie NPC friends, and kiss me where I pee. Thoughts, Loading and Shockface, Taos and DoorDash, UFO Dog, Discord Dawn, and Luna Bliss, everybody that's gifting the memberships out. Thank you again. And with that, sleep great, everybody. Get some rest. I will see you tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Central. Cheers.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.